All right. Well, welcome back in. I'm Jake Ellenbogen. This is JE Live. And if you're listening to this, it means the Rams won 33-19 in week 2 in Nashville against the Tennessee Titans. And man, it was one of those games that I really did expect. I thought the Titans did a really nice job, keeping this thing close. And the Rams prevailed in the second half like I expected. I think there's not too many teams in this league that can make the adjustments that the Los Angeles Rams can make in the second half. And that's really what it comes down to. You look at what they do, their body of work, whether it's Chris Shula, whether it's Sean McVay on the offense, they do this week in, week out. It's what allows them to win so consistently down the stretch every single season. It feels like now they're just so good late in the season. This is why. This is what allows them to do that. So great win today for the LA Rams, improving to 2-0, 1-0 on the road, but 2-0. First time they've been 2-0 since 2021, in case you didn't know that. But we're going to get into it. A lot of different things that, we got to discuss in this one. And, obviously, you guys are probably wondering what the hell's going on with 4, right? Or 44 in the background. So did get news from Sean McVay. It appears that Ahkello Witherspoon has broken his clavicle. Now, we don't know the severity of that injury, so we're going to start off with that because I think people are very curious as to what's going on there. We don't know the severity, but what I will say is this. It typically takes a broken collarbone 6 to 12 weeks in the NFL. Again, the exact timeline is going to vary based on the severity. So a small fracture, which we didn't get any info on, could heal in 4 to 6 weeks without surgery. If he needs surgery, obviously it could be a little bit longer. The good news is that he can come back this year. This isn't an end of the season type of thing. There's a real chance, though, you're not going to see him until after the bye. I would be confident in saying you're probably not going to see Ahkello Witherspoon until after the bye, and maybe then some. So, yeah, I wouldn't expect him to, come back and, anytime before then. Maybe he does. Maybe, he's a tough one, right? But I would not expect it personally. So, yeah, we'll just say that. But as far as it goes, really, really good showing from the Rams today. And I'll say this, all the pressure was on the Rams. They're on the road. They're going up against the rookie quarterback who it's, got nothing to lose, everything to gain type deal. And I was just really impressed with the Rams because, they once again, back-to-back weeks, they should have won. They could have won by more. But they actually go down last week, 9-7 in a game they're outplaying the Texans in. They find a way to win, right? It's frustrating, yes, right? Very frustrating. But that being said, they find a way to win. And this game, you look at and you're like, okay, they go down 13-10 at half. And you're like, they just let Tennessee score 13 points. Now, I'll tell you right now, when it comes to Tennessee, they had some help. I thought today's officiating crew was not as bad as a roll stat officiating crew, but was not good by any stretch. I think they totally botched the fourth down play. They went for it. Cam Ward, the sneak, I don't think he got there. I think they botched that. And I think that was just a really, really bad miss. I don't think you can miss that. There's no way you can miss that. So that was frustrating. And in addition to that, not only did they botch that, but then that ends up being a 10-point swing. Not only that, but that corner, 38, L'Jarius Sneed, I told you guys when he was a free agent, I wanted nothing to do with him, and there was a reason for that. Is he talented? Yes. Can he cover without grabbing hold of a jersey? Absolutely not. And if it gets called, which it does get called, just not apparently against the Rams, it's not a good sight. So I saw today the Rams left a lot of points on the field, But I think a lot of that did come down to the fact that, Devontae Adams is being held in the end zone twice. They call it once, but it happened twice. And there are a lot of other things that happen in this game, but the Rams they find a way to get the deal done. And this is really like a 40-19 game, maybe even more than that. See, unlike Detroit, where over in Detroit, all they do is run up the score of games, putting up 52 on the Bears. The thing that always gets me kind of giggling about that is people will use that at the end of the year, like they put up 50 in multiple games. Yeah, it's impressive, but they also ran up the score. You don't think other teams could run up the score? You don't think the Eagles last year could have run up the score? You don't think the Chiefs at their best could run up the score? You don't think the Rams today could have run up the score? No. So that's the thing, is that they absolutely could. And you saw Kyren Williams today. He had that really angry run, as angry as I've ever seen Kyren. And then immediately Sean McVay is like, no. Nope. We are not going to put any points on this team. So I would say at the end of the year, we'll probably be talking about how they've left 50 points on the field to be, have some sportsmanship and not run the score up. But that was just a tiny detail I wanted to point out. This game featured an offense that was able to move the football at will, way more than I expected on in the passing game early on too. And in addition to that, it featured a defense that had to battle and fight through adversity and showed you how important depth is in this league. Showed you how good, how deep they truly are. I mean, when you look at this team, Witherspoon leaves the game. And Emmanuel Forbes also left the game. And Jared Verse is fighting through some stuff. And Byron Young pulls up with an injury. And you're seeing this team just fights through. That's just what was it. Braden Fisk. So that was the thing that I really liked, is that this team really showed their depth today. Okay, 5 sacks. I had 6 sacks, and I had 3 of them being Byron Young. I'll take 5, and 2 of them being Byron Young. I was close to the prediction that I had on DTR. Josiah Stewart looks like an absolute stud. The rookie gets a sack in his second ever game for the Rams. He looked really good today. Sean Dolak, by the way, on special teams, I want to point him out. Quicksand. He gets his arms around your leg. You're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere at all. So I loved seeing that from Dolak. Absolutely loved it. In addition to that, Kobe had a good game today. Got called on an absolute BS PI. Didn't like that. I also didn't appreciate one of the calls that they made on, I'm totally blanking on his name now, but there was another pretty bad call in this game too. That said, I thought Darius Williams had a fantastic PBU in this one. Got to give him credit. And Quentin Lake looked awesome. He had some huge click and close plays, fighting through blocks. He looked really good today. The player of the game for me, I'm just going to tell you right now, I think it's Byron Young. Byron Young was outstanding today on the defensive side. So Byron Young, really impressive stuff there from him. And I understand, we talked about it, Oli Udoh is not good. You're right, he's not good. But Byron Young actually produced. And there were quite a few times where Byron Young even, it wasn't like a free run at the quarterback. He had to earn it. The bull rush is there. I'm impressed with Young's development. I think Jared Verse got banged up a little bit. I think it threw him off, but BY had a really good game today. Shout out Ty Hamilton, by the way, the rookie makes his debut. He gets in today and plays. So I like seeing that. Jalen McCullough, I like seeing him on the field. I like seeing what I saw from Tyler Davis. I thought Ty Davis looked really good. How about Nate Landman? See, the forced fumble by Byron Young kind of changed the game at that point. Landman then picks it up and runs it. I know it got called back, and they said that he was down, but Landman is a stud. He had 6 tackles, a career high for him in the first half of a game. Ended up only with 8 tackles, but still a great day. Cam Curl got one of the sacks today. Josiah Stewart, Kobe Turner, and then Byron Young got 2. Really liked what I saw. I thought Xavier Smith showed some fire on special teams. Love seeing that. Absolutely loved it. I thought Troy Reeder had a great tackle on special teams. Really like seeing that. But as far as, the offense goes, because we talked about the defense there. And the defense, by the way, like Tony Pollard ran in this game. He ran against this defensive line. I give Tony Pollard a lot of credit. He ran against this defensive line, did a nice job, 20 carries, 92 yards. No catches for Tony Pollard. I was a little surprised by that. But, even Van Jefferson, the former Ram, got involved in this one as well. But looking at the Rams offense, right? Matthew Stafford, aside from that horrendous interception, ill-advised, bad throw, picked off, causes the 10-point swing. Aside from that, Matthew Stafford was incredible today. You got to be feeling really good if you're a Rams fan about Matthew Stafford. He looks beyond 100%. And there were people trying to tell you, the back injury. Oh, did I tell you about the back? Yeah, we get it. He still looked great. He looks fantastic. He's still him. You're absolutely right. So, yeah, I absolutely love what I saw from Matthew Stafford today. The arm slot, how he can kind of change the trajectory. He can throw up here, he can throw down here, he can throw even further sideways. The throws he makes, man, I thought they did a really nice job considering they didn't really have the run game either. Kyron Williams kept getting stuffed. I don't think it was a great day for Williams, but I also don't think he had a lot to work with. They were selling out to stop the run when he was in. Then the weird thing is when Blake Corum came in, it felt like they stopped stacking the box. It was like almost like they didn't buy that the Rams would run it with Blake Corum, and Corum looked really good. Got his first career touchdown, I believe. I don't think he's ever had a touchdown in the NFL, but 5 carries for 44 yards. He looked really good today. Give Blake Corum all the props in the world. Looked really good. Puka Nacua, that play call on 4th down was insane. Looked like he wasn't going to get it. Then you get a great block from Alec Jackson. That's why they pay him the big bucks. And man, Nacua just takes off and runs. Ends up being a 45-yard touchdown run. Crazy. It's absolutely insane. So I love seeing that. Love seeing them get creative. I'd like to see more jet sweeps. I feel like there's a lot of motion. They don't always use it. Jordan Whittington, they were kind of setting up for that 40-yard play down the stretch. And I love the way they did. A lot of motion. You get it in the Titans' brain. Then they kind of forgot about it. Left him open. Whittington's a stud. He didn't score his touchdown like I was thinking he would, but he looked good today. 2 catches, 42 yards, a lot of blocking. Tyler Higbee, I like the way they used him kind of sporadically in the passing attack. Dump it off to him. He could break tackles. He's not just window dressing, can actually break tackles, make plays after the catch. You love to see it. Devontae Adams, it was not an easy game for him. 13 targets. They could not get on the same page. In addition to that, I also think they just let L'Jarius Sneed hold them all game. So a lot of those probably should have been PI. But regardless, 6 catches, 106 yards, and a touchdown. We got the Devontae Adams game, folks. We got the Devontae Adams game. He is here. He has arrived. He is a Ram. And it's time for people to realize that he is a special receiver. He's special. And when he and Matthew Stafford get on the same page, just you wait. It's gonna be something else. By the way, Matthew Stafford only took 1 sack against the Titans. He had a much better offensive line, in my opinion, in 2021. And I don't even know how many times he was sacked in that game. So this was huge. This was a huge win. You go on the road, you score 33 points in 90-degree weather. I mean, you really need to you really need to give them props for that. 90-degree weather, and these guys are going out there and putting that together. That was a really good win, considering your number one corner went down, your number one pass rusher went down, your number two corner went down. There were injuries in this game, and they just fought through it. Was it painful? Sure. They just kept plugging along. You got to love it. In other news, the Cardinals right now are up 10-3 on Carolina. And both Seattle and San Francisco won. So San Francisco held on and beat the Saints 26-21. That was not easy. Once again, the Saints are 0-2. They lose another game to an NFC West opponent in the final minutes. And Seattle goes into Pittsburgh and wins 31-17. So looks like it's going to be a dogfight in that division. I still think the Rams are clearly the best team in the division. I wasn't overly impressed with the 49ers today. I wasn't overly impressed with the Cardinals last week. But hey, the Rams, 49ers, both 2-0. Cardinals trying to get to 2-0. Seattle's 1-1. So there you go. That's the start. And next week, we already know it's Eagles week next week. So we got Eagles, Rams, and of course that's at Lincoln Financial. At 1 next week, Philly is heavy. They're going to be heavy favorites in this one. I have no doubt about it. But I think the Rams have a shot. I do. I understand why people would take Philly. Honestly, I think the Rams are a better team than Philly. I do. But I think losing a Keller Witherspoon and just how banged up they were in this game, I don't know how things are going to play out. But I think that was significant. So we'll see what ends up happening. I'll probably end up taking Philly to win that game. But hey, I hope I'm wrong. But yeah, I do want to go back because we're going to read Super Chats in a sec. And I'm sure somebody had mentioned it with the Super Chats. I do want to go back to the drawing board here, though. When it comes to Sean McVay, and I want to give him his props, but I also want to be real here. I didn't like the play calling in the red zone. Not the whole game, but I mean like earlier in the game. There was a point, and you know you're losing when you're kicking, 21-yard field goals, right? And Josh Carty had to kick a 21-yard field goal. And they lined up in shotgun for the majority of that run there. They didn't have Kyren Williams in. They didn't run the football. And then it felt like they were really hyper-fixated on getting Davante Adams involved, which, to me, I don't really understand it because that's why you have Puka Nacua, Davante Adams, Tutu Atwell, Jordan Whittington, Tyler Higbee, all of these guys, right? You don't need to hyper-fixate on anybody. That's the point. When you have the depth they have, when you have the talent they have, you don't have to hyper-fixate on anybody. So that was a little frustrating to see that. I think they worked through it. Second half was night and day better. But I thought Cam Ward played a good game, all things considered, against a great defense. I just thought the first half was a lot better than the second half. But make no mistake, if you're a Titans fan watching this, I think you have a real good one in Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward can be special in this league. Tony Pollard ran well, Like, there's some good things about this Titans team, and the Rams, they took it to them in the second half. This first half was a close game, like I expected. The Rams end up putting 439 total yards of offense to the Titans 252. They each had a turnover. Obviously, Stafford wants that interception back. They had 22 first downs to the Titans 18. They had 4 penalties for 29 yards to the Titans 10 for 62. They were 5 of 12 on third down, and the Titans 6 of 15. They both converted their fourth down, although asterisk, Titans definitely didn't convert that fourth down. That was just an awful spot by the officiating. The Rams were in the red zone 6 times today, only converted on 3 of them, and the Titans actually won the possession battle, the time possession battle, but it was close. That said, really like what I saw today. And, in 11 drives to get up 400 plus yards of offense, this offense was better than I expected. They scored 10 more points than I expected them to score. They gave up 6 more than I expected them to give up. So we'll take that. We'll take that all day. 33-19. How about that? Rams wasting no time to score 30 plus points here in week 2. So I think the offense is unlocked here. I think we'll see what ends up happening against Philly. I will say this, and I said it, before the Dallas game, you can throw on Philly's secondary. You can. You absolutely can throw on Philly's secondary. So, we're going to see what ends up happening next week. But as far as this week, Rams are 2-0. And once again, the second half adjustments are just night and day. You got to give them their props. 23 points in the second half. 23 of their 33 points came in the second half. I mean, last week they scored 7 points in the first half and 7 points in the second, but the second half was clearly better. Is this a second half team? Maybe. But I don't think that's necessarily fair because the negative connotation on the fact that you're saying that they can't play well in the first half, I disagree. Thought they played well in the first half. But, yeah. I see comments, and I'm not just calling out one of them, but I've seen multiple about Akello Witherspoon being injury prone. Witherspoon hasn't missed a game with the Rams. He doesn't miss games. This will be the first time he's missed time injured with the Rams. So he's not injury prone. I can tell you that right now. We'll shut that thing down immediately. But let's move to Super Chats because I want to see what you guys are saying. I'm reading them, but obviously I wanted to get to the Supers. So let's do that. Let's start off here. We never seem to highlight the right ones. Okay, awesome. I'm trying to get Brian Beatles Super Chat. Put that up there because it should be up there. Let's see here. There we go. All right. Brian, thank you for the super. If it weren't for the 50-plus yard field goals and miracle passes, our defense would have only allowed 6 points for the season. 2-0, baby. Love you, Jake. Hit that like button, Ramley. Jake is the man. I appreciate that, Brian. Really do appreciate that. Also, just want to let you guys know that, and you're, by the way, you're right. You're absolutely right. Because that throw was great. I don't want to take anything away from Cam Ward. That throw was remarkable. At the same time, what I want to say is that shouldn't have even happened because he was stopped on 4th down. So they just gave him a free first down, and then that ends up being a 10-point swing. So that's the thing. And I just put, by the way, I just put the member link in the description. Not the description. Well, it is in the description, but also the chat. I pinned it. If you guys want to leave a voicemail, the voicemail is on the community tab. The number is on the community tab, and you guys can leave a voicemail and let me know what you guys thought about today's game. Ask a question, what have you. We'll be airing those in a little bit. But let's get to Super Chats. Then we'll do the voicemail. I think we have one voicemail. So if anybody wants to do that, become a member, MVP member on my channel, and go to the community tab, and you'll see the number posted for MVP members. So, all right, Brian, appreciate you. Yeah, I feel like teams have just made 50-yard field goals like nothing against the Rams this year in 2 games. Wildman Samurai, thank you for the 5. Witherspoon broken clavicle. Great game other than that. How do we account for losing Witherspoon? A great point. So, yeah, Kello going down is severe. It's significant. It hurts the defense. One thing I'll say that a lot of people don't get to know this, but a lot of people, what you're not seeing on TV is that he communicates, okay? He is one of those kind of back end of the secondary leaders. So other guys got to step up. Not everybody is communicating on the level of Akello. So you're going to have the linebacker step up. You're going to have a Quentin Lake, a Cam Curl. These guys are going to have to communicate in the back end because Kello was always on that. And there are a few images last year in the Eagles game where you can tell, he's not even looking at his guy. He's matched up one-on-one with A.J. Brown, and he's getting somebody else in position. So this is a significant loss. I'm not going to sit here and say it isn't. Significant. It's a huge loss for the Rams. It's really big against the Eagles to not have him. So we're going to find out, how long do they lose him for? Is this thing, is it a significant clavicle injury? Is it, a lighter clavicle injury? Are we talking the bye week? Are we talking about the playoffs? What are we looking at? We're going to find that all out soon in all likelihood, but do not discount how important number 4 is to this team. Ahkello Witherspoon is very important to this secondary. He just is. He's a veteran presence, but he communicates. He did a nice job taking guys like Emmanuel Forbes under his wing. So what I think they'll do is obviously they're going to place him on IR. He can return. They're going to place him on IR, and then somebody like a AJ Green, I would say, is probably going to get the call. But also, we'll do a video. I'll look around the league at different practice squads and see, who's available, because the Rams can also sign somebody off the practice squad. But again, Ahkello Witherspoon getting injured, it's a significant thing. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. It's a big deal. I hope he's okay. Obviously I have a lot of respect for him, his family, So yeah, really hoping he ends up being okay. But for now, from the Rams' perspective, what do they do from here? Well, I think you're going to see Darius Williams playing more. You're going to see, I think Emmanuel Forbes is okay. I think they took him out as precaution, but Josh Wallace could end up getting some more opportunity. But in addition to that, of course, Kobe Durant. So that's why you don't trade Darius Williams, though. This right here. They have a lot of depth where they can get through a game like this, but if we're talking about a Buffalo Bills team or an Eagles team or, a Ravens team, somebody that's like really high octane, you're really going to feel the effects. I still think you're going to feel the effects of no Witherspoon, but we'll see how long he's out. It just sucks that he's not going to be able to play next week, and it sucks just for him because, like I said, he deserved to be paid. He's literally getting paid pennies on the dollar. Wanted to come back to the Rams, turned down other opportunities. And it's frustrating to me because this is why, he deserves to be paid. He's been healthy the whole time he's been a Ram. And now here he is dealing with this. And yeah, it's frustrating for sure. It's only going to hurt him contractually, which I hate. So, but Wildman, appreciate you. And then Christopher, thank you, my friend. Thank you for the 20. Sad to hear about Witherspoon broke his clavicle. You definitely called that game. And I thought Justin D did a great job at its guard position. Yeah, I'm excited to go into the tape and see, because I thought Diedick looked really good as a guard, and that makes sense. Bo Limmer is a center through and through. He can play guard, and you'll see the benefits of him playing guard, as a run blocker, but that's what he is. He's a run blocker. I think he's a much better pass protector as a center, so I agreed with that, decision that maybe some people didn't see coming. I didn't necessarily believe it was going to happen, but I'm glad it did because I think they have something in Diedick for sure. Appreciate the 20 there. And then Zaylor Swift, Allen tight end 1, Verse has been iffy. Young has been crushing. Landman need to get paid. Yeah, Landman looked good. Allen tight end 1. This is funny. So, unless I have this wrong, Davis Allen is leading the Rams in touchdowns with 2 through 2 games. Davis Allen. So if you had that on your bingo card, Davis Allen is leading the team in touchdowns. Pretty crazy when you think about it. Mike A, thank you for the 5. Glad they didn't have to run a play at the end, but 10-second runoff for delay a game on the running clock doesn't really make sense to me. Yeah, it is. It's definitely weird. Not really sure what was going on there. Man, it's amazing. I know people love their soda and all of that, but I don't know if there's anything better than water when you're thirsty. I mean, I just prefer water in general. So, oh man, no, we love that. So appreciate you, Mike. Yeah, I'm not really sure what was going on there. That was weird. That whole thing was weird. Cardi is funny. He gets up there. He wants to kick. You can definitely see the, you can see the competitive nature in him. He picks up the helmet and just, he definitely said some words. So wasn't happy about it, but there's a lot of, sportsmanship when it comes to Sean McVay, a lot of respect, something Detroit does not have. So yeah, that was that. I mean, this easily could have been a 40-19 game, but there you go. Man of Paradox, thank you for the 5. Corum's high-level performance lit a fire under Kyron. We should thank him for this. I think what lit a fire under Kyron was getting horse-collared. He was pissed afterwards. I think you got to let him punch it in after that. It's funny. I was watching this with my father, and he did. I watched it with other people, but my father had made a comment, and I agreed with it. He had an issue with when they were kneeing it, how the Titans, like, they came full, like, they just had that aggression, and it's like they're kneeing the game. The game's over. They could score on your ass. What are you doing? And I think Brian Callahan was also trying to be like, yeah, guys, what are you doing? Stop it, because they didn't do it again. But my dad was saying, because they did it once, it's like, hey, I'm being nice, and I could run up the score on you, but I'm going to knee it here. When they went after Stafford like that, he was like, oh, I'd go for it. I'd say screw you, and I'd run it up. So, yeah. But yeah, we'll see what ends up happening with Corum's workload. That was an impressive showing today. Only 5 carries, and he gets 44 and a touchdown out of it. I mean, hey, you could really making his presence known. And Corum's a young player. He's only going to get better, it feels like. And this was a really good step in the right direction for Blake Corum and the Rams. Matthew, thank you for the 20. Left points on the field at the end. Love how McVay respects other teams. Everyone watching knew the Rams dominated that second half. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. It wasn't even really close. Absolutely dominant in the second half. And you love to see him be able to win a game that's like comfortable at the end. Like last week, you had to sweat it out when really they dominated last week. That scoreboard did not indicate what that game truly was. I said it last week, that game was 24-9. This week, it felt like this game was like this game was 40-19. That's what it felt like. This felt like a 40-19 ball game, for sure. Maybe even 44-19. Point being, it definitely felt like, it felt like a game that was one that you get in the 40s. 6 red zone. Come on. By the way, Stafford, I see Edwin in there with the 1-4. Stafford did get his win over the Titans. So he no longer is 0-3, I think it was. But Matthew, appreciate you. Been a member for, I believe, 47 months. So really appreciate you. Kevin, thank you for the super chat. Trade for Jalen Johnson, or who should we get? I don't think they're going to hustle and haul ass to go and get somebody. I think they believe in what they have. It's why they were able to cut guys and feel okay with it. They cut Darion Kendrick. They cut Charles Woods. They cut AJ Green. They felt really good about their room. And so I think you'll see more of 30. Josh Wallace, he'll get opportunities, but for the most part, I think they're going to roll with this and maybe add another player. Is that AJ Green? I don't know. Off the practice squad, is that somebody else? We'll find out. But yeah, Jalen Johnson just signed a huge deal. I don't think he's leaving anytime soon. Daryl, thank you for the super. Are you from Albany? I'm a Seahawks fan from Troy. Yeah, I'm in the Albany area. So yes, I am. That's why I had to get the Jared Verse Midnight Mode. who played at UAlbany, which I'm sure you knew. But appreciate the super. It is a small world, Daryl. Small world, my friend. Derek, slow start, but finish strong. Go Rams. Appreciate it, Derek. Always appreciate the support there. We got Robert. Thank you for the 20. Hey, Jake, great win. Can we talk corner for a few? What's next? Can we expect them to use Wallace more, go to the practice squad, or go after someone like Asante Samuel? Bad hit losing Akello. Let me know what you think, Go Rams. Great question, right? And really, is Asante Samuel on a roster right now? Like, I thought he did get signed, but apparently he didn't. No, he did get signed. I thought he did. He's signing with the Cardinals. Oh, wait. Hold on a sec. No, this is the... Stupid. This is a prediction. It was just a prediction article that says he will sign with the Cardinals. So, okay. He is available. If you want to bring in Asante Samuel, you can. Asante Samuel Jr. adds a piece. But, like, I don't think that they're... Because when Akello comes back, they love Akello. So, I don't see them going out and getting somebody... Like, if they lost, say, Akello for the year, now we're talking. Like, they would probably consider going after somebody. I don't think they're going to lose Akello for the year. And so, for that reason, I think they're going to look in-house first, and then maybe at the deadline, they'll look around and decide something. But we'll see. Great question, though. Great question. I would say, yeah, it absolutely sucks losing Akello Witherspoon. By the way, want to defend cornerbacks here. Look, I'm a big fan of cornerbacks that can make tackles. I'm a big fan of cornerbacks that want to play the game of football, and I'm aware of that. At the same time, Akello Witherspoon's injury was because he was coming up to play the run in a meaningless snap in the grand scheme of things, right? He put effort in the run game. Can you kind of understand now why corners don't want to tackle? See, we call it business decisions when they don't, but it's not even just a business decision. It's not good for the team either if they get hurt. And Akello Witherspoon was just showing some effort to try and help a tackle that was already being made. And now here he is. He ends up getting a broken clavicle. I mean, just crazy, you know? So, yeah, frustrating. Yeah, I see in the comment section Samuel's neck injury has been very off-putting. That's true. That's true. My prediction, my final prediction is we're going to see Darius Williams, Kobe Durant, Emmanuel Forbes, they're going to split time. Josh Wallace will be in the mix, and they'll call up AJ Green from the practice squad. He'll make the 53. I still think AJ Green was going to make the 53 before he got hurt. So, I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. We'll see, though. Brian, thank you for the 5. He has a broken collarbone. WTF, it's not like he stubbed his toe. Not his fault. NFL armchair quarterback hit. Thumbs up. Yeah, I mean, people are going to hate. It's just the way it is. Akello's had hate his whole career. Go back to the 49ers. 49ers fans hated on him. Then fans of other teams hated on him. Then he goes to Seattle, has a cup of coffee with them. They trade him away because they make a mistake and they keep Trey Flowers over him. They send him to the Steelers. And the Steelers, he ends up being really good. And then he deals with injury. And then now people are hating on him. And then he goes to the Rams, and he's great in 2023 and is pretty much great all year. And then he has the Giants game to forget about. And the Giants game is so bad because he's playing injured, and people freak out on him and hate him. Then in 2024, people are saying, "Oh yeah, it's no big deal. We got Trey White. Trey White gets abused. Kello comes back, and they're hating on him for giving up the touchdown to Jaden Reed in the Packers game. They have him playing safety, so he's out of position. Rookie defensive coordinator Chris Shula didn't put him in the best position. And then later on in the year, he's a savior. He's huge. The interception saves their playoff hopes against the Cardinals. And then he's huge in the playoffs. He's huge down the stretch. So no matter what he does, he gets hate. I've already seen it. I saw it with, I just saw it. Now people are saying he's injury prone. So he finally misses games because he's injured, because he broke his clavicle in a freak injury, and now he's injury prone. Despite the fact he's never missed a game due to injury. Make it make sense. But appreciate it, Brian. Wild Man, thank you for the 2. Why didn't Braden Fisk play today? He did. He was kind of all over the place. Like, he played a little bit, then came out. I want to see more of a rotation, guys. I don't need to see Jared Verse playing every snap. I don't need to see Braden Fisk playing every snap. They need to use their rotation more. I agree with it. Ty Davis should be playing tons of snaps. He's really good. Desjuan Johnson was a healthy scratch today. I was a little bummed by that. Want to see him get going. Did you see how many times Nick Hampton got out there? Interesting. They really like Nick Hampton. He's a really good special teamer, but he's apparently made, he's made his presence known, on the defense, I guess. Because, he played. Josiah Stewart, you guys knew I loved that pick when they made it. I'm a big fan of Josiah Stewart. Sack today. Byron Young, legacy game. Things were good. All right. Last super I see here. D-Tex. Thoughts on Rams traveling miles. 34,832, second most. Comes to the territory. California teams are going to travel more than anybody, and that's just the reality of it. It is what it is. I don't put too much stock into it, though. Man, like I said, water. You cannot beat water. Well, not just any water. I don't want you guys to think I'm just drinking from the tap. I got some really good water. I got Primo water. Love it. Great stuff. Yeah. It's very unfortunate, the injury to Kello. It really kind of took the wind out of my sails, but that was a fun game. Terrence Ferguson sighting, by the way. Wanted to give a shout out to Terrence Ferguson. Was in a few plays on offense, but we saw him on special teams, and he ran down the scoop 2. There was almost a scoop 2, a blocked extra point that they could take back to the house and get 2, scoop and score, and Terrence Ferguson hauled ass back down there and made the tackle, and man, that dude can fly. So, love seeing what I saw from Ferg today. I really liked what I saw from the offense. Did the offense get going? Is this offense about to score 30 every game? Maybe. But I'll tell you right now, the defense, this, like, anybody who doesn't realize this is a top 5 team in the league, I don't know what to tell you. This is a top 5 team in the NFL. They were top 5 before today, before last week, and they're proving it. And the thing about the Rams is they have so much damn depth. Oh, Avila's out? No big deal. We have Justin Diedick, who's really good. He played a really good game today. I mean, think about this, right? Avila's out, no problem. Parkinson's out, just put Davis Allen in there. Just put your second round tight end in there. Tyler Higbee's there. At quarterback, you got plenty of depth, but Stafford looks great. Running back, you got Blake Corum, who was outperforming Kyron today. So there's the depth for you on the offense. Then the defense, you're like, oh, no big deal. Ty Davis is getting 5 tackles in this one and some pressures. You got Josiah Stewart, who had a sack on a player that just got paid $20 million a year. A rookie, by the way. You got Nick Hampton out there. Byron Young is pulling his weight. Like, great game from Byron Young. You got Nate Landman, Omar Spates. Spates has been quiet, but he's a good player. Kobe Turner had a sack today. Braden Fisk. We barely even talked about Poona Ford. And then the secondary. Okello goes down. Now you have Darius Williams. Now you have Kobe Durant. Now you have Emmanuel Forbes. Emmanuel Forbes goes down, right? Now you're using more Jalen McCullough in the trenches. Now you're using more, well, not the trenches, but, in the secondary. Cam Kinchins led everybody in tackles today with 10. So it's a really good team. And if you're not ready, this team is going to run you over, and that's what they did to the Titans in this second half. It's really impressive, guys. It really is. I really like what I'm seeing from this team. And just think about this is another thing, right? Just think about the depth that we haven't seen. Not really seeing a lot of Josh Wallace. We saw Xavier Smith, right? You see Jordan Whittington. He gets involved a little bit. Tutu Atwell has what? A catch? He has a catch in 2 games. You see it. Like, these guys are going to emerge in other games. Sean Dolak is going to play on this defense at some point this year. It's going to happen. They have so much depth. Ty Hamilton gets involved. It's like I said, guys, this team has a lot of depth. They are one of the best teams in the league. And it was a close game for a little bit, but at the same time, you think about it, you beat this Titans team on the road, a team that, by the way, at home, the Broncos only beat by 8. You just went and beat them by 14 points. I'm just saying, you beat them by 2 touchdowns, and it should have been more. That's what good teams do. That's what great teams do. So, yeah, really good stuff. Speaking of which, by the way, Denver is up 21-13 on the Colts. Bo Nix, who looked horrendous last week, literally 6 turnovers. Not all on him, 6 turnover on downs if you're counting the turnover on downs. But Bo Nix has 3 touchdowns against the Colts defense today. He was awful last week against the Titans defense. Awful. By the way, update, the Cardinals are leading the Panthers 13-3 in a game that probably nobody should watch. That does not feel like a fun game to watch right now. Not in the slightest. And then Philly is down 10-7 to the Chiefs in Kansas City. So that's interesting because the Rams, of course, will face the Eagles next week. We're trying to work out all of the details on it, but my co-host of Yankees Unloaded, you've seen him before, my good friend, Gary Sheffield Jr., is expected to join me for the Rams-Eagles preview. So that'll be fun. But yeah, we'll have plenty of content next week. Trying to get some more guests on. Always trying to level up the show, level up the channel. D-Tex, thank you for the 2. Thoughts on Rams traveling? Well, I think I already answered this because this is my bad. But it just kind of comes with the territory, California. And then also they're going to the UK, so that's only going to add more to it. Matthew, thank you for the 5. Let me have my Clemson flowers. So shout out to Davis Allen. Damn sure ain't getting it from the college team. Yeah, I got to be the first one to tell you, I want nothing to do with Cade Klubnik. I don't like him. I do not like him as a prospect. I want nothing to do with him. But Davis Allen, that was my guy. Anybody can look it up. My reaction when they drafted him was a little ridiculous, but I was excited. One of my sleeper guys in the draft at tight end. And they ended up picking him. I had him in my mock draft. So, yeah, Davis Allen with 2 touchdowns. Let's go. Edson Santos, thank you for the 2. I'm a Kyren fantasy owner. Should I be worried? Good question. I would say no. Because I think early on, the Rams don't have their run game yet. But the thing that they do have that they're putting on tape is their pass game. You saw today, Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua. They're already showing you, Stafford is already showing you he can throw against secondaries. If their passing game continues to show up, then eventually it's going to force defenses to play against the passing attack, and therefore Kyren Williams will be running against lighter boxes. Now, Blake Corum is going to be one of the highest picked up players this week in waivers. But I'm telling you right now, Kyren is still the guy. Wasn't his best game, but he's still the guy. And he did have a couple explosive runs too, to be fair. So not his best game, but he still came away with something that, has always been his biggest knock. People are like, yeah, he's not explosive enough. Well, today he looked good. So, yeah. Appreciate you. Thank you for the 5, Kurt. 88 problems look good again. What's up with 2-2, 1 catch, or 1 target, 0 catches? Is Jay Witt our future wide receiver 3? This is a great question. So, love that 88 problems is starting to catch on as his, as the nickname that I gave him. The deal is this. Whittington offers more than Tutu Atwell. He just does. He's a better blocker. He's bulkier. He can make plays after the catch, all of that. He's like a running back. He's built like, not as thick, way better athlete, but he's built like Debo, like he can break tackles. Tutu Atwell is that speedster. He's like the Hollywood Brown type of guy who surprises you with his strong hands, surprises you with his ability to high point the football, and surprises you with his willingness to block. That said, Tutu Atwell is not, he's either going to be traded in the middle of the year, like a Van Jefferson, like a Deshaun Jackson, somebody like that, or they're saving him. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's the latter here. You're not going to be able to save Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. You have to play them. They're too integral to your offense. But do not be surprised. I told you could throw on this Philly defense. Don't be surprised that Tutu Atwell has a big game next week. Just don't. For a second. I mean, CeeDee Lamb had over 100 yards, whatever. You can throw on this secondary. Tutu Atwell, they don't have really anybody to cover Atwell's speed. And if you try it, well, then I can hit the underneath stuff and just beat you over the head with that. So, it's a great question. Jay Witt was always the future. Atwell, is he playing for a Rams contract or is he playing for the rest of the NFL? I would say he's playing for the rest of the NFL right now. It's not a guarantee that he's playing for the Rams contract next year, but maybe he is. He did say he never wanted to play for anybody other than the Rams. So, does check out. But this could be his last year, and if it is, I mean, I've enjoyed having him. But I'm not going to blame Tutu Atwell. He's been open on the plays that he's played in. Not every single time, but he's been open a decent amount. And the Rams just aren't getting him the football right now. I don't know if Matthew Stafford prefers to throw to him or not. I don't know. I understand people get mad at Tutu Atwell for having 1 catch or 1 target and no catches, but it's like, I mean, Whittington only had 2 catches for 42 yards and doesn't change the fact he's open just about every play. Whittington, I mean, he could have been a 100-yard receiver today. Yeah. So anyway, that is that. You're absolutely right, Brian. That's the thing. Thank you for the 2. The Rams did just play 2 really good defenses. They'll play another really good defense against the Eagles. They'll play a good defense against the Colts. They're going to play another really good defense against the 49ers. Robert Saleh has those guys playing. That said, if the Rams beat the Eagles next week, they're going 5-0 to start in the first 5 games. I have no doubt about it. No doubt. SoCal Ram, thank you for the 5. They shouldn't have extended KW. I said it again till I'm blue. Corum is more explosive. It's been 2 games. I understand your frustration, but it's been only 2 games. 2 games, and there's been injuries in the offensive line already. This isn't the iteration of the Rams that they were hoping for. They obviously didn't know that Avila was going to miss time. And to be honest with you, I don't think they expected teams to take the run game so seriously. Teams are selling out to stop the run. Now, I think a lot of it is because they're in 11 or in 12 personnel a little bit more. Although I feel, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I feel like with the eye test this year or this week, the eye test this week would have me believe that they were in 11 personnel a lot more than they were last week. Now, call me crazy, but that's just my feeling. Again, could totally be wrong, but that's just my feeling. So yeah, we have that. Let's see. All right, cool. Appreciate you guys hanging out. I know, like, typically when the Rams are, you know, we have to go live after a Rams game. It's a 1 o'clock game. You know, not as many people tend to show up after because there's games being played for whatever reason. It's a little light today. I don't know why. It is a little light. I'm not going to lie, but appreciate everybody that's in here, obviously. We're in football season, y'all. We're in football season. Big time win by the LA Rams. 2-0. Next 3 games, they got the Eagles in Philly. And they got 2 games at SoFi, the Colts and the 49ers. And then they got the Ravens in Baltimore. So, yeah. Oh, the Dodgers are on? Ugh. Okay, that's why. No comment. I'll be, you know, I love baseball season, but that's when we'll ramp up, apparently, when the Dodgers are playing. Let's see. Yeah. Not a Dodger fan. I could care less. I'm a Yankee fan through and through. But you guys know that, obviously, because I'm in upstate New York. Well, I appreciate that. So, all right. Let's, the can. Thank you for the 10 Canadian. I think they should use Corum between the 20s and Williams goal line. I think they should use Corum more, but I definitely don't think it should just be Corum in the 20s. Corum looked good today. There have been times where Corum has not looked better than Williams. Most of the time he hasn't. So that's the thing. But I like Corum. He deserves play. There's no way that I'm not going to use Kyron, especially after paying him, you know. SoCal Ram 88, appreciate you. Jake, tell Kello speedy recovery. We needed him for playoffs. Yeah. I will send that message from the Rams fans. I mean, you know, it's. I think he'll be back this year at some point. I don't know when that is, but I feel good about him being back and not missing the entire year. But we'll see. I'll find out more within the next week or so. This damn SoCal, your knee-jerk reaction city. I appreciate the 2. Did Verse fall off? Young needs an extension. Jared Verse did not fall off. Jared Verse was very good today. He also hit his head pretty hard. So I think he actually might have had a concussion. I don't know for sure. They did take him out of the game. And if he didn't have a concussion, then he was just clearly just dazed. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not out on Jared Verse. I don't think he's been figured out or anything. I don't think he's fallen off. Like I don't at all. Yeah. I'm trying to find, did we get any news aside from Akello? It was just Akello, right? I'm like trying to find, because I don't know. I don't have time to watch the presser. I'm doing the live stream, so it's one of those things like where. Okay, so it looks like just Akello Witherspoon is the only news. Like they didn't say anything else. Sean McVay said the split today between Kyron Williams and Blake Corum, 69.5 to 30.5 respectively, was much more in alignment with how he wants the Rams backfield to look. Did anybody watch the presser? I wish like I had time to. I just like I gotta go live after. So I'll probably watch it after, but the Cowboys just signed Jadeveon Clowney. I guess they were like, sick. We won this game. Now let's go sign Clowney. I don't know. They signed him 30 minutes ago. Who knows? Yeah, I mean, I would expect this moment on, you're going to see more Blake Corum. That's for sure. Now, what does that mean as far as, the workload? That I don't know. But I'm just curious because it doesn't look like there's anything else. I mean, Emmanuel Forbes didn't return, and we didn't even get any news on that. Yeah, it doesn't look like any news on that. So anyway, appreciate all the super chats. Let's see. All right, let's drop a voicemail now. Let's do that. Okay. Let's drop a voicemail here from HAV. It looks like. That's what it says in the transcript. We'll see what ends up happening here.
What's up, JE Live? It's Hav or HAV. Man, we did it. We pulled it off, and we spanked them a little bit. Yeah, no, it was a little bit of a slow start, as always. Rams, as always, slow starts. But, hey, I really didn't have any sweat throughout the entirety of the game. I kind of knew, like, hey, we're down on halftime, but we're going to find a way to pull through, and we did. Oh, yeah, Corum got a touchdown, man. We got some points on the board. Devontae got a touchdown. It's just Good vibes here. I'm looking forward to that Phillies game, or Eagles, I should say. But yeah, let's take down Philly. Let's do it. Let's go 3-0. Let's set a precedent and let's win damn Super Bowl. All right, guys. Peace.
Appreciate you, HAV. I don't know if you're in here currently, but appreciate you were the lone wolf here this week. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 last week, or no, I guess it's 3. So we had 3 voicemails last week. HAV, you are our lone wolf here on the voicemail. So, and you were one of the voicemails last week, if I'm not mistaken, but it appears that it cut you off after, I don't know, it was only 5 seconds. So appreciate you calling back this week. Glad to air that. Yeah, it's been fun, guys. What is it? We're now going into week 3. We're on to Philly, as they say. So we're going to get you guys ready for the game, do the previews, all that good stuff, break down the team, yada, yada. But again, huge win. And it's important because this is an NFC West right now that is showing you. Oh, there he is. There's HAV. Appreciate you. And thank you for participating in the voicemails. But yeah, it looks like the Rams are going to have to keep pace here in the NFC West. It's not going to be easy. I do think they're clearly the best team, but you look at the 49ers, I mean, they got an easy schedule, and next week they got the Cardinals, so there's going to be another team in this division that has a guaranteed loss. Cardinals or 49ers. And right now, it looks like those are the 2 undefeated teams. So if the Rams do pull it off against the Eagles, then they'll be 3-0 next week. And there'll be another 3-0 team, whether that's the 49ers or the Arizona Cardinals. But there won't be 3 3-0 teams in the NFC West. And when you look at next week, Seattle has the Saints. So, man, the Saints are tired of the NFC West. Can tell you that right now. There's no way they want to play against the NFC West anymore. That will be in Philly. Saints are going 0-3. Valiant effort. It really just makes you wonder if they had a decent quarterback. And again, I don't think Rattler's played bad. But clearly this team is like... Imagine if the Saints had Dak Prescott. They're 2-0 right now. I'd probably pick them to win next week. Think about that. If the Saints had Dak Prescott, and I'm not saying he's the best quarterback in the league, but like that's like the perfect quarterback for them. If they had him, that offense, reuniting with Kellen Moore, boom. They'd be in such better shape. So yeah, it is one of those things, but currently right now, it's the Eagles are what's the score of that game right now? They're tied. Okay. So the Eagles are tied. Commanders are 1-1. Dallas is 1-1. The Giants are 0-2. Then you have Green Bay, who's 2-0. Looks really good. Really impressive wins against the Lions and the Commanders. The Vikings are 1-0. They play against the Falcons. We're on Falcons hate week every single week. Obviously not for anything other than the fact that they get their pick. So everyone should be rooting for the Vikings this weekend. Big JJ McCarthy fans. Detroit Lions, they're 1-1 after getting embarrassed against the Packers. They built up all their frustration out and put it all out on the Bears, dropping 52 in obnoxious fashion. Tampa Bay, they are 1-0 facing the Texans this Sunday night, I believe. So the Texans are going to play up against the Buccaneers. So 1-0. Falcons still have yet to play. They're playing against the Vikings, 0-1. The Carolina Panthers are likely going to be 0-2. They don't look good against the Cardinals. The Saints are 0-2. And then the NFC West, which is the superior division, I believe, in the NFC, is going to be 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, and 1-1. So looking like a really good division this year. In the AFC, you have the Bills at 2-0, the Patriots at 1-1, the Jets at 0-2, the Dolphins at 0-2. In the AFC North, you got the Bengals at 2-0, the Ravens at 1-1, the Pittsburgh Steelers at 1-1, the Browns at 0-2, The Colts are trying to get to 2-0, but they are currently in a dogfight with the Broncos. We'll see how that goes, but currently they're losing 21-20. The Colts are 1-0 currently. The Jaguars are 1-1. The Texans are 0-1, looking to beat the Buccaneers, and the Titans are 0-2. And the AFC West, the Raiders are going to play the Chargers, so there is going to be a 1-1 team and a 2-0 team. The Chiefs are trying to get to 1-1. If they lose against the Eagles, they'll be 0-2. And the Broncos, if they beat the Colts, will be 2-0. And if they lose, they'll be 1-1. Currently, the best team, the best division in football, looks like it's the NFC West. So Rams are going to have to earn it. But with that said, before I go, quick word. Today's sponsor, Sleeper. If you haven't gotten in on the action already, there's plenty of time. Sleeper, you can use my code JKB. It's going to get you a $100 deposit and, you know, a match essentially. And the great thing about Sleeper is that, like, for me, I really felt like Jordan Whittington was going to score a touchdown today. He did not. He came close. He did not, though. He continues to come close. But if you felt like Jordan Whittington was going to score a touchdown, or you felt like Davis Allen, you could actually make some money off that using Sleeper. If you felt like Kyron Williams got more than, I think it was 72 yards, he didn't get that. But if you felt that way and felt like he was going to, there you go. If you felt Devontae Adams was going to have more than 58.5, which I believe he ended up, I think it was 58.5, then he ends up over 100 yards. Well, there you go. So you can do that. You can use my code JKB. The link is in the description below. Sign up with today's sponsor, Sleeper. Really appreciate them sponsoring the channel, helping me out. And yeah, I mean, I do all my fantasy football on there as well. It's the app's amazing. If you've never even tried it before, definitely download it. But yes, use the code JKB if you sign up for Sleeper. It lets them know that I sent you. So that said, that's going to do it. Rams 2-0. They win 33-19 against the Tennessee Titans. It was a very important game for them, setting the tone early. The ability to win on the road is definitely evident. And you just got to give them a lot of respect for the way they were able to make those adjustments in the second half. Now, I said they would. It's a lot different than saying it. They actually did it. And now the Rams get ready for a Week 3 matchup on the road still in a rematch of the NFC Divisional Playoff game. Rams, Eagles. It's going to be massive. They totally dropped the ball not making this a primetime game. But anyway, that's that. Looking forward to it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you throughout the week. And go Rams. Later, folks.